Hi everybody, I'm Angelo Batio. I'm gonna wait a little bit to get everybody online. Okay, now I'm pretty far back, so I can't see all the names. But I see Cynthia. I'm not sure. Oh, that's Jenny. Hey Jenny, how are you? I see Denny. There's Alexis, Tanya. Who else? Oh, a lot of other people coming online. Great.
Naomi Slater.
Yeah, Naomi. How are you?
Cynthia.
Is that JD? Okay. Let me turn this up a little bit. Okay. So here's what's going on today. Now I know I demoed last week the hybrid guitars. We have the hybrids in stock, and I'm going to be autographing some of the guitars. We don't want to spend 45 minutes doing it, but we're going to autograph some online, and then also there is a 15% sale going on right now. If you go, should we go to the Go DPS site?
GoDPSmusic.com.
Yeah, go to Go DPS Music. That's GODPS music.com, and if you type in the coupon code musician, you get 15% off. And while I'm here, I'm taking a flight out tonight, so I'm in California. I'm at Sawtooth headquarters, so I'll sign the guitar for you. But you have to get it while I'm here during the live stream. 15% off. Musician is the coupon code. Now, I just want to play this a little bit. This guitar is just so cool. Just got such a cool Telly sound. Yes, I'm the star of this show. Shut up, Joe. And then we have. I love that. These single coils just rule. And then you flip it to humbucker. Now all I did is put a little compressor on it, because humbucking pickups are louder. To make it really sound like a true Telly style guitar, a true humbucker style, we had to use the real pickups. Single coils are not as loud, so I used a little bit of compression. Listen to how it evens out. Now humbucker. It's just so great. Okay, should we start signing guitars, Kevin? No, also, when we're done, I will answer questions. But I can't say enough about these hybrids. And I also want to thank my buddy Herman Lee came by today, and he checked out the new hybrids, and it was really fun having him out here today. So he doesn't live that far away. Okay, are we ready to do it? We're gonna sign some guitars. Yes. Okay. Now, what's the first one?
Right on top?
Right here?
Let's see, is that the black one?
Yeah, it says STM24 left-handed.
Right here.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, now I should autograph to the person, correct? This is Jaden. Hey, Jaden, if you're out there, you get to see me autograph this. J-A-I. I love signing lefty guitars because I'm left-handed, so the pen moves in the right direction. Also, we have a limited edition double guitar coming out, 50 pieces. It's the first time ever. I've had 7 different manufacturers build guitars for me, double guitars, over the years to my specs. It wasn't company specific, it was Mikey specific. And Sawtooth is the first company that we're doing, you're gonna be able to get a piece of history. 50 double guitars will be available in early 2021. Okay, the next one is an ES hybrid to Alexander. Okay. Now don't worry, we're not gonna take up the whole show signing.
What red sparkle?
It is an ES hybrid.
Is it the
Yeah, it says natural flame. Yeah, sorry. You asked me about the sparkle. Okay. Also, not only this, it sounds like a true Strat style guitar, it also sounds like a true dual humbucker guitar. You can't use coil taps to do this. You just can't. Okay, so this is to Alexander. These guitars are amazing. Okay, Alexander, done. There we go. Coolness. Okay. This is an ET hybrid with real Floyd Rose flame maple. It's the stained blue jean. This blue jean one is really cool. It's kind of greenish. It looks like if you had blue jeans and you literally were like putting your knees in the grass. Okay, this one is to Adrian. Hey Adrian, I hope you're out there watching. Now again, we're running a special on this. We've got these in stock. Look at how cool that looks. It's beautiful. If you buy one now, while I'm here, you go to the godpsmusic.com site. You can order it and put in the coupon code. It's just musician. Okay, so, that was Adrian. Okay, next one is James. It is an ES hybrid, a blood red sparkle. Yes, the color of death. All right. I want to know something. Listen, I'm the star of this show. The only way to shut Joey up is to put a pen in his hand. Okay, here we go. All right. This is James. Yes, look at this guitar. Look how cool. It's just so cool. And then there's a covering, a plastic over the pickguard. It's chrome, but we want to protect it, so that's why it's not as shiny. Once you pull that plastic off, you have a mirror, so you can have a rock mirror on stage. Okay, let's see.
Oh, Paul Lacka asked, will you sign it to Paul with love if I buy it?
Tell him yes. Yes. Yeah, Paul, for sure. Here we go. Okay, that is James. Okay, another James. I think I was supposed to sign one of these to somebody else, wasn't I?
You know what?
I don't know the name.
So, one was to James and one was to somebody else. Let's double check on that.
Yeah, we're gonna double.
We'll hold off on that.
Yeah, we're gonna hold off. James, I think you bought 2 of them, but we were supposed to send it. Let me see. Jaden, Alexander. Yeah, we signed one of them. I hope we got it right.
We'll figure it out.
Yes. And then we're going to just do one more, and then I'm going to just play and answer some of your questions today, too. I know I don't get to do that a lot. It's a catch-22. I focus on questions, then the whole live stream becomes disjunct. Or I can just try to focus on what I do and answer a few questions, but it's just a little bit scattered. But if you really want my methodology and really to learn in depth about the Angelo Batio method, go to metalmethod.com. I say this all the time, speed kills works. I'm going to give you the keys to the Lamborghini. And it's true. You're going to get the keys. Now, people say, dude, you never gave me the keys, bro. Well, I did give you the keys. It's up to you to drive the car. Okay, so I have that pre-set up.
Now we just found out.
Okay.
It is, you signed the right one to James, the Blood Red Sparkle.
Yes.
But we've got one that he bought for his friend Dean.
D-E-A-N?
D-E-A-N.
Okay, we did it right. Check out this bad boy. Look at the flames on that. These are just so cool. And it's a top-of-the-line German-made Floyd Rose Wilkinson tuners. These are fantastic. And, okay, so we signed this one to Dean.
D-E-A-N.
Okay, I'm going to write that on the order. We did it. Okay. Okay, got it. Coolness. Okay, then we're going to just do one more, and then I'm going to start playing. If somebody gets them, I will sign them. I'm here, and my flight leaves later tonight, so this is the day. Okay, then we have the STM24 Satin White. Okay. It's cool. Okay, and this goes to Bernard. These are really beautiful too. Look how cool that satin white looks up close. I really love this guitar. This was my go-to guitar when I was able to tour earlier in 2020. Okay. Okay. But I can't say enough about Sawtooth Guitars. The first time ever we've been able to do a production model, double guitar. I have 7 new signature guitars that are coming out. It's part of the MAB Signature Series, but we're doing some really innovative, cool stuff. Here you go, Kevin. Okay, that's it for this. And then also, I want to sign these guitars for a great, I forgot about this. There's a great music store in, it's called Glendive, Montana. It's right off of I-90. When you heard that song, The Badlands, on my new album, it's made after this. The store's called Hell Creek Music and More. Steve Burry and Christy Burry own the store, and it's an amazing place. I've done a lot of clinics there. We're like family members from Uncle Mike. And so we got a signature series. This is, if you can see this, it's gold. And now we obviously have the plastic over the pickups because it's a brand new guitar, but I'm going to sign all these. Steve is the one who has this guitar. So in order, you can go to the GoDPS Music website and it'll direct you to Hell Creek Music and More. But these are amazing. Okay, that's one down. But yeah, the store's fantastic. They also have a museum quality full-size T-Rex in the store, the Badlands. Okay, and then after this, I'm gonna pick up the guitar again, play a little, and if you have any questions, definitely we're all set to answer them. Okay. Some good questions coming in? Okay, I have 2 more to go here, and then we're going to hold off.
A lot of comments, not too many questions just yet.
Okay.
But I had one here from Jeff Bowers, and he said, "Love you, bud. I've been a guitarist for 36 years. I wish I knew people to play with."
Okay.
That sounds to me like, how do you start playing with a band?
Yeah. You know, with COVID, you know, I guess the question would be, you know, he's been playing guitar for a long time. How do you start, you know, playing, jamming with other people? Well, one of the things that I can say, there are sites online where you can do collabs with other musicians. So you can play to a background track, and I mean, it's not the same as being in front of somebody, but you can do collabs, you know, even on places like Zoom. So I would start there. I would put the feelers out, and you know, because I know there are sites that deal specifically with that, like connecting with other musicians and playing. But I mean, this guitar, if you want a real, you know, the thing about, like, I did a tribute to Eric Clapton, and there was a part where it goes, when I did that, I wanted to get a clean sound, and I wanted to use that, you know, that really nice, funky single coil. So I tried one of my humbucker guitars with a coil tap, and I pulled it up, and what did it sound like? A humbucking pickup, but only half of it. And I was like, Joey goes, that don't sound so good. You better check out another guitar. So I had to pull out one of my vintage Strats to get the sound. And that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this guitar. I can match this if I was going to record an album using some clean guitar sounds where I wanted it to be like a Strat style or a Tele style. I could use this guitar and also the ES, the Strat style, very easily. I mean, has that elastic kind of single coil, you know, it's just got that twang to it that you expect out of these. You know, and so, but if you also want the humbucker sound, now here's, you know, that. And then in the middle position, and then the lead position. Just got the real deal sound for both sounds. So I'm using only a clean sound. It's just got this killer tone. That was the humbucker sound. And what I love about this so much is it's so easy to use. It's like you have a selector switch for the singles, selector switch for the hum. So just like this, single, both, humbucker. So it's like, then now the humbucker. Fuller that humbucker sounds. See, that's the cool thing when you combine them. You get the twang of the Tele sound and you get the fullness of the humbucker. You just can't do that on any other guitar. Okay, now, are there any other questions?
Now we got a bunch.
Okay.
Max Lucian, what's your favorite tuning to play in?
I like standard tuning. But I also, now this is a locking drum. This is a German-made Floyd Rose, the best in the world, the best you can get. You know, but I also also like drop D. Like Mark Tremonti, my good friend that plays in Alter Bridge, he was in Creed. He lives in drop D, because it's cool because you can just do this, It's like if you're Tommy Lee and you play guitar. I actually saw Tommy Lee play guitar at a concert. It was like, I was like, oh, dude, that's really complicated stuff, bro. And so, but I love Tommy Lee, and it was a cool thing. He had a solo project, great drummer. And but my favorite tuning, really, even on 7 strings, I use a drop D many times, and also I use on the 7s I drop the 7th, so it's a dropped B string. So you get that. See, we're in parallel fourths here. So when you use fifths, the fifths, it's a longer speaking length. That's why violins, the speaking length, meaning the size, the length of the instrument to speak whatever you want it to do is small, but the tuning is in fifths. So you can leap these incredible chunks of musical real estate, really wide interval. I mean, here, that's the first 4 strings of a violin, the only 4. So you've got, look at that stretch just to play the 4 strings of a violin. So a guitar has a harder time matching that, but that's why tapping is so great, and you can use things. Are there other questions?
Matt Boots Lewis said, ambidextrous, can you write with both hands also?
I did. I broke my hand. This is a great story. When I was 13 years old, I used to take judo and boxing, and I kind of liked it. I was I like to scrap. And anyway, some kid, my last name's Batio, he called me Babio. And I was like, shut up. I'm only, 12 years old. Shut up. Don't call me Babio. It's like, Babio, Babio, Babio. And Joey is like, I'm going to punch him. I'm like, Joey, just chill. And I'd already been playing guitar a couple years. And the guy's like, Babio, wouldn't shut up. It's like he pressed the button, and he pressed it one too many times. So we got in this street fight. And it's like the Monty Python movie. I cut off his arms. It's only a flesh wound. He's down to a stump. It's only a flesh wound. I'm like, I'm kicking his butt, aren't I? I'm like, yeah. I'm just wailing on this guy. And I got him on the ground. I was like, enough. He's like, baby. I'm like, shut up. And I went like this. Wham! I punched a curb straight on. Think about a curb like this. I think this is a metacarpal bone. It's either a carpal or metacarpal. My knuckle went down here and dislocated my wrist. And then I'm still hitting him like this. And finally, he gave up. I'm like, God. And then that's the last fight I ever got into. I realized I'm a guitarist, not a fighter. But we were kids. And he wouldn't shut up. It's like, shut up. But I went to the orthopedic surgeon. My mom brings me. And he looks at my hand and he goes, who won? That's what the doctor said. I'm like, well, I did, doctor. And I remember watching him go, pushing my bones back. But yeah, this was broken at 12 years old right here, and it dislocated my wrist. So there you have it. Anyway.
All right. Alton Cook asked, how do you feel about 7 strings and more?
Okay, I love 7 strings. Back in the old Nitro days, my quad guitar, the 2 top guitars had 7 strings, but I had a different thought about it. I didn't want to go low. I wanted to go higher. So what we did, the 7th string was a tenor banjo string, and we tuned it to a high A. I broke a lot of strings, but it was really cool. I love 7 strings. We like to call them extended range instruments. That's kind of like the general title of that. I love extended range instruments. Sawtooth came out. We don't have one here. They're coming in stock. We did a 7-string that's a single cutaway, so it's kind of that Les Paul style. We used Fishman Fluence pickups, top-of-the-line Floyd Rose, beautiful tuning keys, and it's a smaller scale length. So for people who are not, see, a lot of times they use fan frets and they do other things, and the reason is string tension. So it doesn't feel like, like, oh, this is hard to play. And so we were talking, we were designing it. I mean, I've designed a lot of guitars in my life, but the thing with Sawtooth is we know how to manufacture. The owners are so great at manufacturing and looking at details. So I said, is it possible to do a smaller scale length for people? I mean, I have big hands, but I don't like the fan frets that much because, when you play advanced chords like a minor 11, it's hard enough to do it like this. And when these frets are spinning out, like, oh, it feels real good. And so what I do is we have an amazing 7-string, an amazing one. If you go to the sawtoothworld.com site, you can see it. I've demoed it. I have videos on YouTube and even here on Facebook. They are really fantastic, and they are shipping in December. They're shipping very soon. So, but yes, I love 7 strings. 8 for me, the verdict is out because you're so far in the bass guitar range that, like my last album, I had Victor Wooten as a guest bass player, and he asked me, he's like, you don't use 8s, do you? 8 strings. I said, no. He goes, good. He uses 4 strings. I mean, if you want to save money in your band, get an 8-string and fire the bass player. But I love playing 7 strings. I love it, and we have a beautiful model that's unlike any one. Price point is hundreds of dollars cheaper. It's neck through. It's top quality materials, the best of everything, and the price is something you can afford. Great question.
Adam Erickson was wondering, how long is a sufficient amount of time to practice each day?
Okay, the question is, how long is a sufficient amount of time to practice each day? When I used to, when I was a child at 10 years old, I had to go to school. I was in 5th grade. So what I used to do is this. I enjoy practicing. I actually like to sit down and go. Now, here, watch. That was before. So here's what I would say. This is the way I used to think about it. A half an hour a day will keep your skill level. You might not improve, but you won't suck. And so then what I used to do is, because I was in bands, my mom would drive me to the drummer's house. We used to rehearse at the drummer's house at that time. So what I do is I have a regimen that I do. Now, I've showed this on Speed Kills. I'm just telling you, Speed Kills works. Where you just start your first and second finger, medium speed all the way up the neck, fingers 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 3 and 4. So you do every combination you can, very simply. But look at the technique. See, the idea is to make it so that you're playing it right. Spend about 10 to 15 minutes on exercises, then play music. One of the things that I can say that has helped me more than anything is that you have to separate the exercises from the musicality. Now, why do I say that? Because there are a lot of people that are really musical. I mean, Angus Young is, or David Gilmour, so we're not taking away the music. But if you want to be a better technical player, like a John Petrucci or me or an Yngwie Malmsteen, or, Jason Richardson or Andy James or Angel Vivaldi, Herman Lee, if you want to get in that technical zone, practice the technique and work on those techniques individually, then work on music. See, and then what happens is the techniques become integrated in the way you play your music. And so you really need to do both. And then after a half hour a day will keep you going. And then one of the other things too, it's like working out with weights. I mean, I've been thin my whole life, thank God, but I work at it too. You vary your workouts. So when you've been practicing every day, sometimes maybe don't start with the exercises first. You vary it so you trick your mind and your body into doing other things. Okay, anything else?
Well, we've got plenty of them, but this gentleman, Sabi, has been asking, are there any thoughts of getting new tattoos?
Me? Actually, there is. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I see, if you know anything about me, when people post, I don't like negativity, okay? I don't like it at all. You never hear me talk about politics. You don't hear me talk about religion. You don't hear me badmouth other guitars or other genres of music. I have my taste, but it's not my place to tell you anything. I'm not trying to control you. And so what I did was this. When I project things, it's something to get a positive end. Okay? I don't like to read negative stuff. Like if I write, I'm going to be playing a tour, a show, November 22nd. And somebody writes, but I can't go, man. Like, I'm going to this or that or that. I'm happy that you're going there, but don't put it on my page. I don't care. You're not going to what I'm doing. It's a negative for me. So here's where I'm throwing out the projection. See this double guitar tattoo? That bad boy's being covered. And I'm putting a Sawtooth double guitar right here. So I like this, but that has outlived its usefulness, and it was actually the original tattoo guy that did it, didn't do a great job. I was really upset, but it's on my arm forever unless I want to get it lasered off. But I never loved the tattoo anyway. But I'm going to get this covered, and with something cool, I'm going to put a Sawtooth double right here, and I might add some more here and there, like get some of them covered. I mean, I have my first double guitar tattooed here, but they put white ink on white skin. I'm like, call me crazy, but is that really a good idea? But it was my first one, and it's kind of faded, so I might touch these up. Great question.
Michael Scherer was wondering, what is the neck thickness on that? Is it D-shaped, soft V, or a C?
Okay, this is a great question. Grover Jackson, the man from Jackson Guitars, is my friend. I have guitars that were made for me by the man, just like Wayne Charvel, the man. He built one of my double guitars. He built several of them. The man. And so here's what Grover told me, that the sound of a guitar is not just in the body, but it's in the neck. So here's what we try to do. I know when people say, oh, dude, I like this super thin neck, man. But does James Hetfield get that death sound of Metallica by using a super thin speed neck? No. Does Angus Young get that using a super skinny neck? No! Why? Because the neck wood affects the sound. So to answer your question, what we do at Sawtooth is, you think of a C-shaped neck, that's a little thicker, a D that's thinner. We use a combination of a C and a D. So you've got more wood, but it's still really nice and thin. And also, when you get a little more wood to the guitar, you have less neck problems too. I've never liked those super skinny necks. Never. Now, do I have one in my collection? Yeah. Yes, I do. But this is a combination. So it's thin to make your hand feel good, and it's thick enough to sound rockin'. Great question. Anything else?
Rejonin Timo said, how can I get more speed from my picking? I play death metal and I need my wrist faster and stronger. Any tips?
Yeah. Again, I'm going to defer to Speed Kills. Metalmethod.com. Get Speed Kills, because if I've learned anything, now I've said this before, so and again, if you want to hear like tons of riffing, you can go to my YouTube page. We have concerts there. And so I do a lot of music, but here I'm trying to help you, and we're talking about the guitars. To get faster, you approach speed by two ways. One of the things I learned from studying classical piano is that you isolate short riffs. Like on Speed Kills when I just said, I'm going to crank this up just a little bit here. So just like this. So I'm using a super clean sound, and you hear every note going. Now what am I doing? I'm isolating one pattern to focus on one technique. That's what I do in Speed Kills. See, there's a lot of teachers that are going to show you all this stuff. That's great. But it all starts with the one pattern. That's why Speed Kills is so amazing. It isolates exactly what you need. You attack speed in two ways. Slower to be fast, articulate. In other words, you want to try and make it as exact as possible. I've got my telly sound. Hear how hard I pick to? I mean, that's clean. You can't hide anything. And so I pick hard, aggressively, and I isolate one riff. And so you attack speed by going slower to faster, then you attack it the other way. Reckless abandon, crash and burn. Yes, yes, yes. So it's like, why? To feel the need for speed. So you have to feel what it's like to be like, whoa, like driving your car at like 150, whoa. You want to feel that, but crash that bad boy, crash it. And so, and what, not the car, but what I mean is that you attack speed in both ways. When you're sloppy, you have to feel what it's like to play fast. So, and then you start to slow it down, and you're going to find if you attack it from both ways, your slower will become faster, and your hyperdrive recklessness will start to have a method to the madness, and you're going to start to bring your speed level up. And so you attack it both sides. But with Speed Kills, I have all these different techniques, and I isolate it to one exercise because it's not the same to do. I watch all these things online. Look, there's a lot of great players, a lot of great teachers, and I will never tell you not to get any of their stuff. Speed Kills is the foundation of playing with technique. And so, I mean, look at me. I'm using a clean guitar sound. There's no delay, just nothing. It's in your face. But I can play really accurately because I work on this. I practice what I preach. It's not kind of like, wear a mask, but I don't wear a mask in public, and then I'm in public on. So, and the point is very simple. I'm not trying to make any statements. The point is, I practice what I preach. I use what I say I'm going to use, but you attack speed in both directions. Slow, methodically, articulate, clean, perfection. Reckless abandon, crash and burn. World War III. And then you bring it down, and you find your speed level increases because you're getting cleaner, and you have the feeling of what it's like to play faster than you can actually play. You need to feel something. It's one thing to talk about a city, go there. So it's one thing to talk about playing fast, but you need to go there to find out. Great question.
So, what do you think? One or two more questions, you think?
Yeah, and I think that's it.
All right.
And thank you, everybody. I really enjoy these shows, and Facebook put a lid on us doing live clinics. So, when people say, oh, Michael, why don't you play more? Well, Facebook stopped this. So in order for me to continue doing this, I have to talk a little bit more. But I can say unequivocally, if you want to get tons of information about my playing, get Speed Kills, get Metal Method, metalmethod.com. If you want to hear my playing, you can go to my YouTube page, and also Sawtooth and the companies around a ChromaCast and GoDPS Music, we're releasing an app. So you're going to be able to go to this app, and you're going to get so much content from me, from Rudy Sarzo, from Vinny Appice. You're going to see concerts. I filmed a concert with Vinny Appice on drums, Rudy Sarzo on bass, Melody Christia from the young singer from the band Liliac, they are Sawtooth, ChromaCast, and Dorsey's, and myself. And we did the hits. I mean, you're hearing. Or and then, I'm a fool for your love. So we were doing, But do you hear the sound? It's like that popping kind of, that single coil sound. But the app is amazing, and it's coming out the 25th, right? The 25th of November. And where's the address to get this?
GoDPSmusic.com.
Yeah, you go to GoDPSmusic.com, and it's free for, I think, 3 months, correct? And then after that, we're talking 99 cents a month for amazing content. For, we do everything from lessons to, you can see concerts that we filmed here already. And so this app is going to be incredible. And, so I play a lot. I mean, I've got 15 solo albums. So my latest one, More Machine Than Man. But, now on Facebook, if you do something that's like a live concert, they will literally shut my page down. Okay, anyway, maybe one more question?
Yeah, so Tiago Pinto has been asking, what's your favorite picking technique and the best way to hold your pick? Can you explain it a little bit?
Yeah, my favorite picking technique is alternate picking. But and the reason why I like it to sound like got a lot of bullets in the gun. See, it's down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'm really good at it, but I love all techniques. Economy picking's amazing, sweep picking, I mean, there's so many great ones. Now I'm going to come up to the camera and I'm going to show you what I do with picking. Okay. Now, this is what I do. This might be a little too close. I'm going to see. When I pick, my pick is on an angle. Move this up. See, and then here's something that I used to say. When you play slow or medium speed, it is okay to flick your thumb. In the early days, I said no, but I found when you have nuances, you're like a painter painting with a very small brush when you do this, because there's nuance. But you want to angle your pick. Now, I hold my fingers on the guitar like this. Now, watch the way my wrist goes. A human wrist moves like this. That's the way I move my wrist. See, this is why I've never been hurt, and I'm older now, because it's so little of emotion. It's literally this. That's how I move it. So my arm moves a little bit, and see, this is what enables me to get this velocity. See, so I can. I'll play it a little harder. And so what I do from medium to fast, the greatest players never ever flick their thumb. But when you play slow, it's nuanced, it's details. The devil is in the details, as they say. So it's okay to do this, but medium to fast, it becomes rigid. Now, whether you use a free-floating picking mechanism like the Al Di Meolos and even Joe Bonamassa uses kind of a combination sometimes like that, or you put your fingers on the guitar like me or John Petrucci or Yngwie or countless other guitarists, the same thing applies. A little bit of an angle, whether it's this way or this way. When you play slow to medium, it's okay to do this. When you play fast, you tighten this up, because in order to, I've said this a million times. How fast can you flick your thumb? Joey said, listen, I'm the star of this show, and I'm going to show you that I don't flick my thumb I don't play with my thumb, except when I'm playing left-handed. But Robert won't talk. So he ain't going to say nothing. Robert, say something. See what I mean? This is what I deal with every day of my life. When you play slow, you can move the pick like this. But when you play fast, this becomes rigid. I do this when I'm playing the double guitar. I don't like it. I like to fret, but I'm really good at it. And Robert goes along because he has to. We don't say nothing. So anyway, now you've heard it from Joey. But the point is this. Picking is an art form, but it's simple. See, I've reduced it to simplistic things. You can flick your thumb when you're playing slow. Angle your pick slightly. You do not want it parallel to the strings because you're going to fight yourself. You angle it slightly this way or this way. It doesn't matter, either backwards, either away from the neck or towards the neck. So downwards away, downwards forward. And when you play slow, it's okay to do this. But when you play medium speed to fast, that's not what you do. You tighten it up. Okay, I'm going to go back to sitting down here. All right. We've got a lot of things on the stage. Okay. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up pretty soon.
One quick question.
Yes.
Everybody was kind of wondering what the price point on this guitar is, which is $699. That's
Yes.
with a ChromaCast Pro Series gig bag too.
Yeah, okay. The price point on these guitars, the hybrids, are $699 plus you get a free gig bag. And then if you type in the musician code, the coupon code musician, when you go to Go DPS Music, you get 15% off. But here's what you get on this. It's really incredible. A top-of-the-line German-made Floyd Rose. This is the best one in the world. It's what you would put on the most expensive guitar on the planet. It's got Wilkinson tuners. These are easily as good as Grover's, if not better. I know Trevor Wilkinson. He made the Wilkinson Trums. He's a good dude. I don't even know if he still owns the company. I haven't talked to him for a long time. But these are amazing tuning keys. We have... This is a medium jumbo fret. It's something only Sawtooth does. If you're a purist and like thinner frets, you're going to like this guitar. If you're used to only jumbo frets, you're going to like this guitar too. I only used to use jumbo until I started playing these. They're great. Then with the hybrid, this is a true single coil setup, and it's a true humbucker setup. And you just can't, and then just, because of the innate difference, humbucking pickups are louder than single coils. You don't want to start messing around and making humbuckers softer or single coils louder. And so what I do is I just use a little bit of compression and it evens it out. And it's so easy to use. Look at this. That's single coil. The center position is both single coil humbucking. That's humbucker. Now, the great thing here, volume tone for singles, volume tone for the humbuckers. You have one toggle switch for the single coils, one toggle switch for the humbuckers. So it's so easy to operate. And listen to the sound just with, now I'm going to go. And then here, middle position, and then humbuckers. Get that humbucker sound. That full. And then back to single coils. That really bright single coil sound, you just can't duplicate it using a coil tap. But anyway, the price is $699. What Sawtooth is able to do is what no other company can do. We can put the best features in and make it really affordable. And the reason is they're just better at doing it. All the years I've been playing and all the years I've been designing guitars and releasing, I've never seen a company like Sawtooth be able to understand manufacturing better and get it done. I never have. And I mean, it's really incredible. And I'm not just saying that, I practice what I preach, and I really love these guitars. Anyway, I'd just like to say this. If you want to get a signed guitar by me, I'm going to be here. I've got another couple hours, but we're going to end the live stream soon. You can buy one of these, one of the hybrids, with the gig bag, 15% off. The coupon code is musician, and you go to godpsmusic.com. Also, I would really suggest you sign up for the app. We have the coolest app out there coming out. It is going to be amazing. We've got great artists. All the content, we've filmed already a ton of things. So, if you say, Michael, play more, well, how about hearing Fool for Your Lovin' with Vinny Appice on drums, Rudy Sarzo on bass, the guy who recorded it, with Steve Vai, me on guitar, and one of the greatest young metal singers that's out there right now. She's like 18 or 19 years old, from the band Liliac, Melody. She has a voice. She can do Dio. Now I'm not saying, there's only one Ronnie James Dio, but she's a young person with an old soul. And man, can she sing with power and feeling. So anyway, I'm Angelo Batio. I'm at Sawtooth headquarters, Newberry Park, which is, Thousand Oaks, California. And it's an incredible facility. But I have some great signature guitars that are available. The MAB signature line, the hybrid guitars. There's no guitars out there like it. Look at the wood on this thing. I mean, it's just so cool. Anyway, thank you very much. See ya.